One of the two Italian Grand Prix might not be on the calendar in 2026 as Imola looks to extend their contract with Liberty Media beyond 2025, but Monza is threatened as well, with the likely addition of yet another US race. Would this be welcomed, and could we not see one of the two iconic tracks on the F1 calendar that have been here in ages? Italy currently has two Grand Prix events on the F1 calendar, one at Imola and another at the Temple of Speed in Monza. These are two historically significant venues that the country is proud to host. However, with the rising costs and the Formula One organisation catering to diverse markets, the future of these two races is uncertain beyond 2026. This uncertainty is highlighted by recent comments from Stefano Domenicali, CEO of Formula One Management. He has a deep connection to these two events due to his past as Ferrari's team principal and his passion for motorsport, emphasising Italy's critical role in the F1 calendar, but also noting significant challenges. Italy is central in the F1 calendar, but important issues relating to the resources that the country intends to invest and the infrastructure must be addressed because a change of pace is needed, improving the safety of the racetracks and the offer of services for the public, Domenicali stated. At the end of August in Monza, we will take stock with the government institutions and the ACI. It is still possible that Italy keeps two races after 2026, but realistically, I think it will be quite difficult. The Autodromo Nazionale Monza is the circuit where most Formula One Grand Prix have been held. Only in 1980 was there no Formula One race, as that year it was Imola which hosted the Italian Grand Prix, after which that race was transformed into the San Marino Grand Prix the following year. This continued until 2006, after which the track named after the Ferrari father and son, Enzo and Dino, was absent for 14 years. In 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic, this changed. Since then, the race has officially returned as the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. The last time a race took place at the Imola circuit was 2 years ago, as last year the race was cancelled due to flooding in the area. Legendary tracks like Imola and Monza should not be cancelled at all and should receive a lifetime contract. Champions were made here and some of the best races throughout F1 history took place in northern Italy, so Liberty Media should know better than to prioritise money rather than true value and history of the sport. The F1 2024 calendar features a record-breaking 24 rounds, yet this still doesn't meet the demand from promoters eager to host an event as Formula One's popularity continues to soar. When considering new venues for the schedule, Damiani believes that European races are especially at risk, particularly Italy's, given that it currently has two spots on the calendar with Monza and Imola. As a result, crucial negotiations with the series are on the horizon. Speaking ahead of the 2024 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, Automobile Club d'Italia president Angelo Sticci Damiani said, "There is some thinking to be done with Formula One. Obviously, the situation is obviously complex. There would be the hope, which we would like to work on, of recovering 2023 in 2026. That would be another small step forward, and then everything depends very much on what will happen in Europe in the next 2 to 3 years. There are changes going on, new candidates, someone is a bit at risk. The picture is not only national, it is international and especially European. It is clear that when we talk about taking Grand Prix away from Europe, we are thinking of those who have two. This seems obvious to me. We must resist." It's good that an important figure in Italian motorsport says that they will fight until the end, but the fear is that it might not be enough. As we know, since the acquirement of F1 by Liberty Media, the company's value has risen exponentially, and especially with the success of the Netflix Drive to Survive series, that value will continue to rise. Last year, Domenicali emphasised the economic prerequisites for hosting races, but didn't rule out the possibility of Italy maintaining two GPs on the calendar, despite the high demand that would necessitate at least 30 races a season to satisfy all promoters. The competition is fierce and financially strong, especially as Formula One's global popularity has surged, making it the most watched sports spectacle worldwide. Liberty Media is likely aiming for maximum profit, evidenced by their willingness to host 3 GPs in the United States. However, Domenicali is aware of the importance of preserving Formula One's heritage by keeping historic events on the calendar. Therefore, Therefore, there remains a slim chance of retaining both Italian GPs rather than replacing one. A notable shift in negotiations is the cooperative approach taken by the mayors of Imola, Marco Panieri, and Monza, Paolo Pilotto, who are working together on a unified project rather than as adversaries. The collaborative effort is a significant change from the past, which was characterized by political disputes and divisions. Additionally, the Automobile Club Italia is now the organizer for both events, further unifying the approach to hosting these races. But what happens now, because securing annual funding of $30 million for 2 races will be tough, especially since neither event can hope to break even solely through ticket sales. This raises the question of whether this could become an extremely financially risky endeavour. Panieri noted that in 2022 they commissioned JFC to analyse the economic impact of a Grand Prix. The studies revealed that the Imola GP generates a turnover of $270 million, and what this means is that essentially the spending is multiplied more than tenfold. The strategy, therefore, is to collaborate and extend opportunities to ensure visibility and benefits not just for one area but for the entire country. This is why Giorgia Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, was present at the Monza race last year, and while at government level no official positions have been taken, it's clear to everyone that Italy will need a strategy similar to other countries that invest in Formula One to gain global visibility. Everyone is aware that both circuits need funding for modernisation works. As we also know, the Monza Autodrome could be a fundamental partner in helping to save the park, which has been hit by 2 hurricanes and toppled thousands of trees. And Imola, with its GP, can contribute to the recovery of a region still suffering from flooding. Stories intersect, as do opportunities. So will the Italian government use those opportunities, is the question everyone is asking. It remains to be seen what will be allocated in the Italian budget law. As is evident, this is not just about saving F1 races. This time there's much more at stake because Formula One has deep roots in continental Europe, but the Liberty media want to cut back these traditional venues to expand into developing markets. The shift threatens not only Monza and Imola, but also iconic tracks like Spa-Francorchamps, Zandvoort and Monaco, whose contracts expire next season. While it is unlikely that all these contracts will go unrenewed, F1 boss Stefano Domenicali suggested that some of these races might move to a rotating schedule. The possibility of European rounds having to alternate from year to year to stay on the calendar has been frequently discussed. The addition of Madrid to the F1 calendar might be the tipping point that makes this a reality. This change is driven by F1's desire to return to Africa and the push from Mercedes Malaysian title sponsor Petronas for a return to the Sepang International Circuit, offering nearly 500 million euros, £427 million over 10 years. They may have no other option. It's likely that Monaco will continue to find a spot on the calendar despite being the worst race of the season, and the Tifosi would riot if Monza was scrapped. That leaves Spa and Zandvoort and Imola in a state of relative threat. Only time will tell what one of these legendary races for the foreseeable future. Whether it's Imola, Spa or another race is anyone's guess, but the way things are shaping up right now, F1 will go through even more calendar changes in which street tracks, because they are cheaper to build, cheaper to maintain, don't require public transportation infrastructure, generate more revenue for the cities hosting and easier to get to for fans, are sadly the future of F1 racing, at least if not racing in general. Let's hope, however, this trend stops as soon as possible and we see more races in the future on tracks purposely built for that specific thing. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Monza or Imola will not be on the calendar in 2026? Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you soon.